Welcome to the Art of Kimberleyfinity, aka Magical Mofo. If you came from my last video, the Crossroads, this is the next part of the journey. What happened after I signed the contract? What did I notice within myself? To this day, I feel like every now and then I wake up to a new ability or sight. One thing, I can communicate with the birds. I can listen to them and they tell me sometimes what's happening around or what I need to take notice of within my own psyche. The morning meditation with the birds outside. I'll delve deeper in this in another video. My vision of seeing beyond the physical, although I've always been able to see beyond the physical, my vision has got a lot more clearer. I can see a lot more than what I once did. Just about anything I ask for, I have the opportunity to receive. I've noticed that's a big one. I believe my art improved a lot more and I stuck to my true style, my true artistic style. The other things that happened, I no longer feared and I no longer cared what other people thought in the way of judgment of me. What looked like there was no change on the outside, internally there was a lot of change. I knew my truth and now I stand full 100% in that truth. What had happened in the physical, we weren't yet receiving a guilty plea or a non-guilty plea, but a week beforehand I had walked the tunnels of hell. How I knew I was in hell, I'd woken one morning, sat up, put my feet over the edge of the bed, and I had a vision of myself hanging in the garage, as if I'd walked out there and just there was a rope waiting. But it was like I was robotic. I felt as if my body was about to move forward and do this. Now I wasn't suicidal, but it was getting to me, just the dragging out, not knowing what was actually going to happen. I was having visions of walking through hell, facing demons. The suicidal vision I'd had, I believe it was a way for me to get out of having to face the final demons. My subconscious saying, hey, you don't have to go through with it. You can try this instead. But no, my strength was stronger than. I was searching down in the tunnels of hell. I was searching for a younger me, the young child version of me, Jane. I found her on the 7th day, and I actually had to face the devil to free the young me. She was chained in a dark room, sitting in the corner crying. When I seen her, I embraced her and walked her out into the light. While I was in that room, before I freed her, I could feel the heaviness. I could smell a putrid, damp smell, and it merged together. Heavy, damp, hard to breathe, almost suffocating. The following day, after I had freed my younger self, I was drawn to go out to Sandy Point, Reedy Beach, near where I live. On the drive out, I had to wait for falling trees. Once moving again, I noticed all the trees that overlooked the river were cut down and to be mulched up for new trees to take their place. The mulched up trees being used as fertilizer for the new to grow, being a spiritual message in this for anybody who's seen it that day. This is footage from the day, photos I'd taken along my walk, a spiritual message, bringing in the new but using the old as fertilizer to grow. The river was calm and reflecting the sky and land, a sense of peace in the dead man's land. I stopped for a moment to admire the beauty before getting out and walking alongside the river. It felt as if I was in a movie, coming back from battle through once swampy waters to now calm. I noticed birds sitting upon driftwood, each flying off as I walked closer. All but one bird flew away. I got up there and stood still for a moment, staring at the bird that was staring back at me. It was a precious moment to be had. The feeling of weight had lifted off my shoulders. I thanked the bird and Mother Nature for this moment in time before taking a photo. Later that night, when looking at the photo, I seen this. A gateway. I had completed and I had freed myself. And the following day, the 4th of July, Independence Day, I got the call. The man who once raped me had made a guilty plea. But it wasn't over yet. There was another 3 months before I'd face him in court for his sentencing. But at the time of seeing what I did out at Arete that day, I was also working on a painting, this one. VOK was a code that came up in it, the letters. And at the time I had interpreted them as Valley of Kings. I come to find it was King's Valley I had been in. Up in the corner, a man chained in a cave. Faces hiding everywhere. A key. There was so much in this painting. I never completed deciphering this painting. The amount of codes, symbols, it was just too much for my brain at the time. But I was also painting another one that I haven't shown the world yet, and today you get to see part of it. It depicted war that brought up the G7. The last number of people in a concentration camp in the Soviet took over. The depths of this painting shook me. It even made reference to the demon Karazhan. I never studied the demons or mythical. I was just learning through my own art, through my own experiences. This painting bringing up the demon Karazhan. I stopped trying to decipher this painting after the demon showed in it, as I wasn't quite ready to finish deciphering it, or maybe even finish painting it. I'm not sure, I haven't come back to it. But yeah, now we're at the end of this, and it'll be, as I promised, the cosmic courts, what really happens in the spiritual realms when people in the physical think there's no justice being served. Have you had an experience that you cannot explain and you've tried to tell people and they just look at you crazy? Feel free to share it. Help to gain a greater sense of knowledge in a world of lost. Keep warm, keep well, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for joining.